everybody? This is Simon. You're watching Cryptechology. So in today's episode, we're going to do a little something different as I communicate on the Helium ecosystem. I'm going to start providing these manufacturing monthly updates, part of the MOC here. So, alright, that's it. I'm not going to do my normal intro rant or anything like that. As you are aware, I'm the CTO and co-founder of PSB Advanced Technology. We are building the IoT network of the future. So what does that mean? We're basically deploying hotspots and creating new coverage zones. The goal of PSB Advanced Technology is to basically create new smart zones. So we're transitioning any town, any county, any city, any state into a smart zone, a LoRaWAN sensor-enabled zone. So anybody can go ahead and get themselves a GPS tracker, something like this, or temperature humidity sensor, or even utilize something like this, a mapper, to help us verify coverage. And you can go ahead and start doing that today. So MOC, looks like we have the first of this is the first of many published monthly guidance series from the MOC. The highlights, we have FCC, hardware specifications, LoRaWAN committee, DeWi membership, light hotspot roadmap. And I want to say thank you for being part of the Helium ecosystem. They're excited that you're joining us on this community-driven hyper-growth journey. So, item number 1, FCC requirements. Hotspot manufacturers using the Sept LoRaWAN Mini PCIe reference design and procedure for FCC testing will likely need to recertify for FCC approval. Please share this tech application note with your certification lab. It is their responsibility to make sure that your hotspot is tested correctly. It is recommended that manufacturers show some due diligence is in place when a purchase is made requesting a frequency which is not certified for the delivery address. Item number 2, hardware specifications. So previously, HIP 19 required that manufacturers ensure that their designs dedicate at least 1 gigabyte of RAM for a full hotspot. This requirement was set when the blockchain and P2P peer-to-peer network was considerably smaller than it is today. So bottom line, the 1 gigabyte is no longer a workable minimum, so that needs to increase. So let's review the updated hardware specifications. So the new hotspot hardware specifications for the Helium network. Hotspots provide sensor devices access to the Helium network via radio. In addition, some hotspots also participate in the Helium blockchain and earn proof of coverage (POC) rewards. The degree of participation depends on the hotspot's processing power and storage. So all hotspots, radio, which is recommend the SX1302 or 1308. We do not recommend the SX1301 in new designs. Full hotspots, radio plus this, a CPU, basically a Raspberry Pi performance, a 2 gigabyte worth of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage, which basically will allow it to follow the blockchain and which quickly grows beyond 8 gigabytes. A secure element, require the ECC 608 or similar secure element, and software, the Erlang or Docker. Previously, HIP 19 required that manufacturers ensure that their designs dedicate at least 1 gig of RAM for a full hotspot. Well, as you can see, as the network continues to grow, that needs to change. This requirement was set late in 2020 when the blockchain and peer-to-peer network was considerably smaller than it is today. There are more than 10 times the number of hotspots on the network now, and 1 gig is just not a workable minimum anymore. It will become even less so as time goes on. Until the blockchain and code base is ready for light hotspots, full hotspots need to have a minimum of 2 gigs to follow the blockchain and function properly. Light hotspots. 16 megabytes. Capable of running Gateway RS application. Storage must be able to store 2 copies of Gateway RS as the auto updater downloads a copy and then replaces it. Secure element required ECC 608 or similar secure element, and additional software which is the curl and a Gateway RS. These are data only hotspots, the specifications to be determined. The radio, please customize RSSI offset in your global conference configuration.json. The configuration for the 13.0x to match your concentrator. Bad RSSI values may impact your customer's earnings. The secure element. You see, a secure element is required for hotspots that participate in POC challenges. The secure element stores the hotspot's swarm key and ensures that the key remains physically bound to the hotspot, keeping it from being copied or reused. The ECC 608 microchip ATEX 608 module similar is classically approved secure element for Helium hotspots. The secure element must be provisioned according to the provisioning guide, which will verify that it is properly been configured during the hardware audit. Alternatives and non-standard secure elements. Well, while this ECC 608 is the most prevalent secure element used to date, it is by no means the only module available. Third-party manufacturers exploring an alternative to the ECC 608 chip are encouraged to do so in a proposal. Applicants proposing to use a different secure element may submit an amendment to HIP 19 that includes details on security chip variant. However, applicants should be aware that this may extend their review period, as the proposed module may require an additional auditor or further resources for the committee to properly assess capability, and will likely request a fee for the hardware audit, and will send you details once we have them. Overall, the MOC and Decentralized Wireless are eager to support multiple security standards. Amendments for non-standard secure elements. If you propose to use a non-standard secure element, please submit the HIP 19 amendment. Note, if you are proposing to use Trust Zone for your security module, please skip to the next section. Alright, so Trust Zone proposals. You can go through that as well. So those are the hardware specifications for the Helium network right now. As you can see, that may bring into some possible questions and vulnerabilities with the current Bobcats. If I'm not mistaken, their RAM, you know what, let's just double check, but I believe their RAM is at 1 gig. So I'm wondering how they're going to combat this issue, if it's even possible to do anything about it. But I'm not too sure. Let me just double check on their Bobcats. Where is the data? Alright. Let's just double check. Was it 1 gig for the RAM? Yeah, 1 gig. Alright, so that's a big question now. So what is going to happen as the network progresses? What's going to happen with the Bobcat owners and those hotspots? So that's going to be something people should be aware of and concerned about. Or not concerned, but at least be aware of that situation. So basically 1 gig is no longer a workable minimum. All right. So this committee, so item 3, a new DeWi technical committee focused on the LoRaWAN protocol has been formed. This committee oversees the following: interactions with the LoRaWAN Alliance, advising on regional channel plans, monitoring usage and reporting on network load and possible saturation, advising on integrations between the blockchain and the LoRaWAN protocol, advising on proof of coverage and how it relates to local regs. The impact to manufacturers. For the time being, we recommend that all LoRaWAN gateway and device manufacturers dual certify and provide product features that streamline the adjustment of frequency plans. Here is the announcement on frequency plan selection. So what does that even mean? So the frequency plan selection process. All right, so immediate notice. As of September 11th, so DeWi will pause the change from AU 915 to AS 923, so that is the Australian area. So the decision-making framework for selecting regional frequency plans will be reassessed. DeWi is exploring alternate approaches and will offer a new framework to the community within the next couple weeks. We apologize for any confusion or uncertainty. Public conversation will continue in the DeWi channel. The impact to manufacturers. For the time being, we recommend that all LoRaWAN gateway and device manufacturers dual certify and provide product features that streamline the adjustment of frequency plans. The background of the LoRaWAN Technical Committee under the DeWi. So previously, changes in frequency plan were made rather informally, as can be seen in the commit history of this file, which dictates frequency plan selection. Only one of these changes was surrounded by any discussion. One motivation to form the DeWi LoRaWAN Technical Committee was to improve the process around deciding frequency plans for a given country. The committee is composed of LoRaWAN industry leaders who are deeply involved in the development of LoRaWAN Alliance standards, gateway and sensor development and deployment, and various software products used ubiquitously in the LoRaWAN industry. Their mandate is generally to guide and advise the Helium network into being a backbone piece of infrastructure for the LoRaWAN ecosystem worldwide. Concerning frequency plans, while the LoRaWAN regional specification provides guidelines for frequency plans available in each country, it is quite common that many frequency plans are available for each country. In order to implement proof of coverage and to provide a clear picture to users about coverage provided, the Helium network, primarily composed of 8-channel LoRa gateways, has historically selected a specific frequency plan and sometimes subband for each region. The committee discussion. The decision of whether or not the change to AU 915 to AS 923 was brought up during the inaugural meeting of the DeWi LoRaWAN Technical Committee. The discussion around frequency plan selection for Australia boiled down to a few points. AU 915 is the historical incumbent. 915 has superior properties and network load when operating at 64 channels. The AS 923 is emergent as the de facto regional standard and is widely in use in New Zealand and other Southeastern Asian neighbors. The 923 is roughly equivalent to at a technical level when operating at 8 channels. For use cases where the superior properties of AU 915 are important, smart metering, generally, there exists an entrenched 64-channel AU 915 network. So for these reasons, the committee made a unanimous decision to switch the Helium network to AS923_1. In essence, this positions the 8-channel Helium network on a frequency plan where it has a competitive advantage, while streamlining logistics by aligning itself with a widely adopted regional standard. Therefore, it would benefit both coverage providers and users. So, building a process. DeWi believes a committee of global industry experts who understand both end-user needs and LoRa aligned standards keeps the Helium network in line with generally accepted LoRaWAN practices and simplifies commercial adoption of the network. The unique situation in Australia created what we believe was an urgent decision to elect a single channel given the current proof of coverage model. While the committee helped expedite the channel decision from what we initially believed to be sufficiently distributed representation, the process lacked appropriate input from other regional representation in the Helium community. This resulted in justifiable criticism in the community Discord. DeWi is exploring a new framework for regional channels and will have more details within the next couple of weeks for community discussion. So that is that. Now, moving on to item number 4. The DeWi Foundation has opened up applications for membership. So here are the membership details, and you can submit an application to join the DeWi. Contributions from members directly support the foundation and its ability to ensure ecosystem stability and publicly advocate on behalf of the network, as well as continue to operate as a non-profit entity. The foundation supports members with clear communications to aligned stakeholders and provides a framework for collaboration. Top-level memberships include marketing and promotional opportunities, as well as expedited hardware audits and waived fees. See membership details for more information. And here are the membership details. As you can see, what goes into that just quite quickly. So welcome to the Decentralized Wireless Foundation. And so we got the overview, our mission, the member ecosystem. We got dues, operating member, startup member, Patron member. Okay, great. Item number 5, the Light Hotspot Roadmap. So Light Hotspots will be audited after milestone 3 is reached in the fall. Please do not send any Light Hotspots for audits until we are ready. So what is the MOC and what does it do? The MOC stands for Manufacturing Oversight Committee. And what do? Well, they manage the process by which vendors are approved to make hotspots that participate in the Proof of Coverage system. This process is guided by Helium Improvement Proposals, HIP, and specifically HIP 19. So the MOC is not Helium Inc. And Helium Inc. does not govern the third-party manufacturer onboarding processes. DeWi and the MOC request that you do not contact Helium Inc. about the process. If there is an outreach to Helium Inc. that is deemed inappropriate by the MOC, it may result in a delay of your application review. So I hope you guys found this video useful, and I will be looking forward to providing you guys with more updates on the Helium ecosystem. Stay tuned for more videos like this. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can be, so it lets you know when I put out a video. Leave comments about anything you'd like for me to talk about, or if you have any questions related to anything. Just remember, hey, we're building the IoT network of the future, and our mission is a lot greater and bigger and far more important than most people realize. Mining is secondary to the mission, so don't forget it. Talk about Helium, and when you get your hotspot, don't forget to get yourself a sensor as well to participate as a network user, so you can get some data packets and see how this could be useful in your everyday life. Alright guys, I'm Simon. I am the co-founder and CTO PSB Advanced Technology, where we're here to bridge the gap between crypto and you. Alright, catch you guys on the next video.